Yeah, what up, guys? I'm actually very, very happy to be here. This is Akindamola Kama, and this is going to be my first ever YouTube video. Actually, I'm warming up, just trying to use this particular session to um check the YouTube algorithm, before I come fully on this space. So do well to subscribe to the channel, share the channel, and on your post notification because after this video I'll be dropping a lot more and it will be getting better. Okay. So you guys should bear with me. This YouTube channel is going to be like nothing you guys have ever seen before as far as forest educational content is concerned. I promise you guys. This is not a cap. You guys know I don't get the kind of content any traders have been putting out there before. But what I'll be putting out for you guys would be beyond your imagination. So let's just take this as a welcoming video, and I'm happy you guys are here with me. So for our warm-up video, I will be showing you guys the breakdown of these trades that I took, right? I'll be showing you guys breakdown of these trades that I took on gold. As you all can know, recently everybody has been so obsessed with gold. And it's crazy how most people does not even know what the pair is all about. Every single currency pair has different behavior, and it's as a result of the type of instrument they are. As far as gold is concerned, you don't expect gold and Euro USD to have the same behavior because gold is a metal, and in as much as the metal is a natural gem, which outside charts it still has a lot of value. So which means gold is an asset that involves a lot of emotions. Gold is just like Bitcoin too. You can't compare gold to currency pairs like Euro USD. That depends on country activities. But gold depends on a lot of factors. So which means a lot of factors are involved. But I'm not here to talk about fundamentals. So let's talk about how I was able to catch this by I was able to catch this by I was able to catch this one, and I was able to catch all these trades, right? That is what we are here to do. So get your popcorn because this is going to be very interesting. Trust me, it is going to be mentorship standard. You guys know I don't give average here, and we don't beat around the bush here. We give only premium information, right? So now, yeah, I was able to get this guy also. So I'll be breaking down all these trades with a very simple logic. So what I'll be using to explain this concept would be violation. Let me change this to white. Violation trap and entry. These are the three key informations that we are going to be using to break down this episode. So now, remember, before violation, we have the head of everything, structure. We have structure. So which is like the headmaster of everything, every other three factors we are going to be using. Okay? So instead of structure, I do call it money transfer. Don't mind my English, right? Everybody have different terms. So now, looking at this price, what can you find? And before most of you guys will say it is iron sight, I'm going to show you guys that some of this trade was even called out on my free Telegram channel, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys before the end of this episode. So now, I said we are going to be using structure. So now, let's start from the first entry, right? To understand the structure of this price, we have to go to higher time frame. Remember, higher time frame would always win in the long term. higher time frame would always win. So as far as higher time frame is concerned, what did we see? We see that we have a sweep right here and we have a break. We have a sweep of this external high and we have a break of structure. So after we have this break of structure, what did you notice? Let me show you guys something. If you guys have been watching my content very well, you'll notice I used to explain something about incomplete pullback, which is when market did not pull back to up to 50% of the initial impulse. So that makes that point what? A liquidity. So now market will come, grab the liquidity and sell. Okay? This is the concept of my A, B, C patterns. So those that are following me properly will understand this very well. ABC pattern. This is not Quasimodo. This is not this. This is a logical explanation, which we are still going to be diving into it in the future properly. This is not a guesswork. This is a logical trading. So now that is exactly the thing that happened here. We have our A. And you can see this pullback right here. If you measure the pullback ends here. If you measure it from this high to the low, you can see that it didn't pull back to 50%. So that makes that point a what? A liquidity. Okay? That makes it a liquidity. So let me make it bold. That makes it a liquidity. So I haven't seen that. What did the market do? So the market came. So this is our A, this is our B, and this is what? Our C in this particular scenario. Okay? So now you can see based on my diagram here, our A. So whenever market take out our A, our B leg, which is right here, we should be anticipating a pullback in price. So as you can see in this price action, we can see that we are bearish and market just took out our B leg right here. So taking out our B leg right here, which is our internal liquidity, that means we are in a sell environment. So being in a sell environment, what are we expect to do? So now let's go to 1 hour time frame. So going to 1 hour time frame, what did you notice? You can see this series of markets creating. Okay, let me make this chart clean. Let's have a clean board. I don't want everywhere to be rough. So you can see that market has been buying right here. Let me change this to red. Market has been buying until all of a sudden we start seeing this market trying to sell. What does this imply? Before you can have, when market has been trending to the upside, before you can have a successful perfect sell, market would first initiate a fake sell. What is the work of this fake sell? Is to introduce early sellers to the market. So when the market is introducing these early sellers in this market, a lot of people would think the sell has started. So, but what these early sellers are doing is market is just deceiving them to fuel liquidity. So what the market would do is whenever the market has given us this early seller trend, a lot of people will be trying to sell this trade. And the more the participants in this setup, the more the liquidity. So they're trying to sell this guy. The market took them out right here. Then all of a sudden, they think the market has continued into buy. Whereas the market is still building up liquidity to hunt the sellers and the buyers at the same time. But the thing that gave it out for me is the fact that we are in a supply, which I have analyzed previously, and I show you guys just now, as a result of this being an incomplete pullback. So what market does is this. The market would trend, give us a fake selling reaction, probably even a break of structure. Then what the market would do is the origin of this fake sell, the market will hunt it as an external liquidity So the market will start to sell as soon as it hits a valid supply or demand area, just to target the buyers too. So the sellers are out as the early sellers. So whenever you have an early sellers, that means the market actually wants to sell. So the market would buy to take out the early sellers and also take out the buyers that think they are right. So that is what the price did here. These are the early sellers here. So the market did what? It bought to hunt all of them right here. So as soon as it hunts all of them, what did the price did? We have this big move to the downside. So this big move to the downside is what I call intent. Forget about the English, it just means market intention. You know, before market can do something, you will see an intention of it wanting to do it. So this big move tell me that, okay, I am right with my logical breakdown. So what happened next? Remember, supply. So all this storyline is to sell. So now we went to 30 minutes time frame. Why are we going to this time frame? Is to see a better picture of price. Remember, what is giving me all this sell narrative is as a result of what I analyzed earlier. And this is the build-up of the liquidity. So now we can see what you guys call your fair value gap right here. But there's something here I don't like. Yes, this is a nice fair value gap, but I would never trade from a POI that does not have a trap or liquidity inducement. So what is the meaning of liquidity inducement? Liquidity inducement simply means trap. So I would never trade if there's no trap, because if you can't spot the trap, then you are the trap. So now I consider this to be a fresh point of interest. So that is why I decide not to sell directly from here. Not until I wait for price to start showing me intentions. So as at this particular day, I tried to even buy from here. Like I said, I will show you guys proof of all my entries. I tried to buy from here before the news because I was following the demand order flow. But as soon as we got to this supply, based on the intention of what price has been doing, what did I do? I got in on my sell. And how did I know that this market is going to sell from here? It is very, very simple. Using the concept of violation that I explained, I'll be explaining the concept of violation now. What is a violation? A violation is when markets decide to ignore a rule that was set. When a rule actually, how can I put it? A violation is when something is violated. But as far as Forex is concerned, whenever we have a swing point like this to the bullish side, we believe this market is supposed to buy. So whenever it failed to buy, that means a violation has happened. Something that's supposed to happen has happened. So that point of violation is one of my point of interest that I love to trade from, which some of you call breaker block or whatsoever. So looking at this guy, this demand that created this swing was violated by this old candle. You know, the market came, buy, and boom, they took out this demand. So that violation point is now my point of interest. And you can see it is unmitigated because of the fair value gap that you all can see there. So I got my sell right there. The sell was refined actually to somewhere around here, but for this episode, I got my sell right there. Then boom. Then after that, what happened next? This is now where it starts to get more interesting. After this sell, I went to my Telegram channel. Let me share it with you guys. I went to my Telegram channel and I told them, I'm sorry, guys. I think I will be catching a falling knife today. Where is the area? I'm coming, guys. So look at it right here. Guys, I will be catching a falling knife today on Euro USD, GBP USD. And you can see right here, I said, just added gold to the quick buy. So which means I will be catching a falling knife as a result of this news. Okay, so let's get back to the chart. And going back to the chart, I got the buy from here. So now this is where this episode becomes interesting. How was I able to know that the market is going to buy from here? This is very, very tricky, but with the use of violation and trap, I would try my best to explain it for you. Now, this is where I got the buy from. But why this point? Out of every point, why this area? Now, let me break it down for you guys. Remember, I said violation. When something that is not supposed to happen in price action happen, that is what I refer to as violation. So now let's go back to our higher time frame, which is 2 hours. So going back to 2 hours, what do we have? We saw that there was a break of structure right here. This eye broke this structure. So if I want to sell from this area will have been where I will have wanted to sell from. Believe me, based on my strategy, all my student knows that that is where I will have loved to sell from. So having seen that, all I just have to do is to investigate the violation block that was present in that area. So as we all can see, this guy was the block present in that area. But this guy is not enough for me to trust this area, this demand. It is not just enough. What makes it valid for me is this what? Is this key level. What is a key level? Like I told you guys at the beginning of this episode, gold is an asset that drives a lot of emotions. So support and resistance still works. So for unknown reason, market bought from here. For another unknown reason, market bought from here. Now that point is a point of supply that this market was supposed to sell from when the market was here. But it failed to sell. But before buying, it left this tiny reaction right here. So that reaction confluencing with my key level becomes an entry for me. It becomes what? An entry for me. It might be tricky, it might be beyond your scope, but all I'm doing here is to break down my trade, okay? It's left to you to take your time to understand it. So that is how I was able to get this buy on gold. And I told them on my Telegram channel, let me go there again. I told them that, what did I tell them? Oh, sorry, guys. I told them on my Telegram channel, you can see, this is the buy trade on gold right here. I don't know why it's not loading. I'm trying to load the chart. So you all can see the buy right here. You can see the buy right here. Okay, so I called it and I told them that I said I want to fill half of the gap, and that is exactly what the market do. Okay, these are the trades, my buy for my gold and my other ones. Okay, so now going back to the chart without wasting much of our time. So I bought the trade right there. So my intention was to fill half of the gap and the market keeps going to the upside. So this is my next entry. How did I go about it? Because I have seen what the price has done, I know that the market would be heading to this supply zone, this violation supply zone. Why is this a violation zone? We can see that this point originated all these highs. So the market is supposed to keep buying from this point. But what did the market did? The market did what we call a drop base and a drop. So that drop base drop makes this point a supply. So I know that the market would have to buy to this point. So what I just have to do based on how I trade, and you guys know, is that I waited for what? A sweep. A sweep, then a change of character, as you all can see right here. Then the market mitigated this demand. So after that, I didn't buy from here until I wait for another break of structure. Not because I don't want to buy from here, but I was not on the chart. But as soon as I saw a pullback, I entered to target this point. So the move started from here. The target was here. So in as much as my target is not met, I would always find a way to get in on what? The money transfer. Money was transferred from this point to this guy. Then the market mitigated this guy, the next mitigation to this guy, then the next mitigation to this guy. So then fast forward the next mitigation to this guy. But before we go to this guy, how did I get in on this one? It is very, very easy. Now, let's go to 5 minutes time frame. Don't mind my network. It's a little bit bad. Let's go to 5 minutes time frame. Having gone to the 15 minutes time frame, we can see that when the market got close to my supply, like I said, early sellers came to the market. So when the early sellers came, I see that as a liquidity buildup. So the market came, took out the early sellers. So the market took out the early sellers, as you all can see. So the market took out the early sellers right here and a break structure, which is what you guys typically know as a sweep and a break. A break of structure to the upside and a break of structure to the downside. Then you would mitigate from here. So this was just a textbook. A point of interest. Hey, sorry guys. A point of interest. What am I doing? The point of interest, then once market tap your point of interest, you get a sweep and a break, then a mitigation. So that is picture perfect of what happened here. So then after that, the market mitigated my breaker block right here, which now led to all these mitigations that we see right here. All these entries was actually shared on my Telegram. So for those of you that are doubting, you can just head there and you would see those entries. These are my community. These are the people that are able to catch the trades with me. These are the trades. These are the trades. These are the trades. This is the buy. These are everything. Okay. So that is that about that. Like I said, this is just a total warm-up just for us to check how